Como 1000 veces, ¿no? Ahí sí, ahí aprendí yo. Soy bien loco, ¿no? Ahí aprendí son correctos. Limpites.
Ils ont séché mes screens. Ils ont séché mes screens. Let me share my screen. So if you tell me share sound, then maybe very I see my screen. Maybe I put my share to slides. I can't even find this. It's showing this. That's what I'm doing. See this kids. Oh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Good morning. We're happy to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Please let me know if okay. Good morning, Miriam. Please let me know in the chat box if you can hear me. Let's give us a few minutes. But yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Transition to Tech Summit, and I'm really excited to be here, and I hope you're also excited and pumped up to hear our guest speakers speak. If you have friends that's not as registered, please reach out to them to join. So yeah, there'll be some housekeeping rules. Please always keep your mics muted, and please be present. You are here to like hear these successful women share their journey. So it's important that you are present. It's a time for distraction. If it's for you to plug in your earphones, be in a quiet environment, it would really serve you so that you could gain the full knowledge you need in this session. If you have any questions at all, you can raise your hand to speak or say something in the chat box. Use the chat box. I would always like to see what's in the chat box. And yeah, this session is recorded, so you will always have a replay. But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't present. Welcome. So my name is Adu Barin. I am the digital marketing lead for Stinera Academy. And yeah, that's my fun fact. I've not taken soda since 2019. So I would like you to also introduce yourself in the chat box, and I will read it out. Your name, what you do, your location, and fun fact about you. So let's get started about that before I introduce our guest to us. So yeah, who would like to share? I would like to share. Would like to share. Would like to share. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Let me go first.
Okay.
My name is Anas. I am an electrical engineer. I'm currently residing in Abuja.
Okay. Okay. What a fun fact about you?
Come again?
Tell us a fun fact about you and your expectation for this summit.
Well, my expectation of this summit, I'm actually trying to transition into tech right now, so I'm just like a rookie or something that is not up to a rookie yet. So my expectation is I just need somewhere where to. I want to know where to start from, and probably I might get a mentor from this gathering, which I'm very excited to be part of. And thank you very much for setting up this meeting. You how do I even put it? They're going to help a lot. We
Okay,
appreciate
thank
you.
you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So who else would like to speak? Or would like to see something in the chat box?
Buffy was there.
Yeah, good morning, Tabitha. You're the first one on the call. Good morning. Oh, I was thinking you were going to speak.
Okay, no, good morning.
Okay.
It could have been allergic to dogs. Who knows?
Please keep your mics muted if you know you're not speaking. Okay, Peter says, I'm trying to catch up on the chat box. Okay, Praise says looking forward to getting direction and learning in general. All right, thank you. Peter says he's a brand and product designer. Fun facts, he loves planting and egg. Expectation, he wants to learn how data analysis can help his feed. All right, thank you. So yeah, let's get ahead and so I'm still looking out for comments in the chat box, but let's move ahead. So Senior Academy, who we are, we're an expert-led community, and we've been in business since 2019. So where we help individuals and organizations leverage analytics for career and business. So if you want to leverage analytics on our superior business or even help business solve their problems, here we are the best at it. And we have clients in First Bank, Visalis Capital, Green Africa, Quali Hydrocarbon, Aero Contractors Limited, Synlab, Valuted, and among others. But as we come to the end, we would discuss more about that. So yeah, I would like to introduce our guest. Our first guest is Sheon Dada. Yeah, she's a data analyst and she'll be here to share our journey into tech with us. And yes, she enjoy activities like salsa dancing. And Oluwaseun is an experienced professional specializing in business analysis, data analysis, and reporting services. And she has a proven track record of translating complex data into actionable insights, driving informed decision making. And she's committed to optimizing business processes and enhancing overall efficiency through strategic analysis. So yeah, welcome, Oluwaseun. Please let me know if you are here by saying hello.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. All right.
Thank you.
So yeah, we also have Miriam Adebola Adeoti. She's also a research data analyst. So Miriam is a research and data analyst shaping the innovation and economics. Please hold on. So Miriam is a research and data analyst shaping the innovation and investment landscape in emerging markets. With a background in economics and over 5 years of cross-functional experience in data analysis, both marketing, strategy execution, and community building, she strives on solving problems using data. Beyond her professional activity achievement, Miriam is deeply committed to social development. She previously supported hundreds of micro and small business owners with resources to start, grow, or scale their businesses successfully through a non-profit organization. rules. When not solving problems, business problems or supporting ventures, Miriam mentors young girls and organizes projects in low-income communities. Her passion for making a positive impact is evident as she's always seeking new ways to use her skills for good. She loves to watch crime series and reality shows for fun. And yeah, she has a YouTube channel. Just check her out on Miriam Adebola. You'll find some useful content there, especially if you are like a data analysis. So yeah, welcome, Miriam.
Hi, Adubare. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So good to see you.
Same here. Apologies for joining late. I joined initially, but my internet was misbehaving, so I had to like change my location. But I hope I'm not too late.
No. We are glad you're here now. Glad you're here now. So yeah, welcome. I would like to see Sheila's face too, so we could get started.
Hi.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So we have two amazing guests and they're ready to like share with us their journey. And please let me know in the chat box if you are also excited. They are also excited. I want to see hello. I am excited. Emojis. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I'd like to ask you first. Okay, what inspired you to even go into data analysis? Like, from your background in business admin, if I'm right, that how did you transition? What made you transition into, oh, I want to be data analyst now?
Okay, so yeah, great question. I was drawn to like data analysis by its potential to unlock valuable insights and make informed decisions. So as someone who likes to solve complex problems and identify trends and understand patterns, I was drawn. I said to pursue, try to because of the correlation between the data and the analysis, it was very compelling. So I decided to pursue a career in data analytics to be able to explore more, to learn more, to understand how everything works around data. Yeah, basically.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, Miriam, I know you have something exciting to share with us. So, like, what inspired you?
What inspired me? Honestly, if you asked me this question 2-3 years ago, I would probably not have anything to say because I honestly didn't even know about data analytics or analysis as at then. Right then, I was working in a non-profit. Then they asked me to work on a project, and it was just pretty difficult to get data online. Right. So I felt maybe I was the one that is not, searching the right keywords on Google. Maybe that's why I'm not getting the data. But what later happened was the data was not just available, right? And while I was searching on how best to get data online, I stumbled upon data analytics and I read about it. I find it really interesting, the different tools they use, the problems they solve, and that's how I got into the field. So that's really what inspired me to go there. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's so inspiring. And it's you that you saw a problem and you're like, oh, how can I solve this? And so, oh, data analytics can really help me solve that problem. So how was your journey like? Because you were working in an NGO, a non-profit. So how did you be able to learn and transition into making it like a job, like something you do? What was the process like?
Okay, thanks for that. So when when I got to know about data analytics, I just started reading about it online, really just knowing what's up with the field, right? And as at then, I still have like my 9 to 5 job in the non-profit. But it was pretty hard to like, juggle both, like learning all these courses, then also just doing that with my 9 to 5 role. Then COVID came, where everyone has to like return back home. So the time I spent inside Lagos traffic, I was able to like devote it into like my learning. So that helped because I transitioned from going to an office place to like working from home. So that gave me a lot of time to devote to like the different courses I had to take. Then another thing that I also think really helped me was because I informed my employer then. So they sort of hold me accountable to like my goal of becoming a data analyst. So even on days when I don't feel like, I just remember that, there's my manager I told I want to do this data analysis area. So that also helped me in the whole process. So yeah, I think that's really it for now. I'll stop there for now because I know there are like follow-on questions. Can you still hear me? What is happening?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Oh, okay. But I think
Yes.
our divine went off.
Yes, I guess our network tripped off. So I would
Okay.
just continue to help her with it. And thank you so much, Miriam. And Sheon, I would direct this question to you. So was there like what had like practical steps you were able to take when transitioning into data analytics? Like, are there things that you intentionally did that helped you to transition seamlessly?
Okay, so the things I did basically, yeah, before I even went into it, there was a tool like because I started with business analysis, so there was a tool a tool that I needed to learn. So while I was like doing my research on okay, how do I go about it? How do I learn this? And then I came across like where I could learn it. I decided to now, when I started with it, I now found out that I could do more. So I started doing it like step by step, taking it step by step. Step by step that I did. It wasn't so easy at first, but at the end of the day, but because it was something like I was open to doing, like I did my more of my research. So it became better. It became better.
Okay,
So that's it.
so sorry. Oh, I can hear you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Sorry that my network tripped off. So I'd like to also ask you, Shane, that as you've shared with us your journey, what challenges did you face while in your course of studying data analysis? What challenges did you face, and how did you overcome it? Can you hear me?
Data, but because I knew that. Oh yes, I needed to understand trends, the patterns, the visualization, being able to interpret it to like stakeholders, technical and non-technical stakeholders. So it was part of the challenges I was facing along the line that okay, how do I communicate my findings? So I had to make sure I try to understand it first before, and then the technical aspect of it, because when I went into it, I knew nothing about those tools. I knew nothing. So I had to take my time to really, really learn it, practice back to back to be able to, before I got familiar with it. So that's it. That's how I was able to, overcome those challenges.
Okay, thank you so much. So before I ask you like this, you mentioned tools and skills. So before I ask you that, let me ask Miriam how she faced that and how she was able to overcome it.
Okay, thanks, Adobaren. I think two came to my mind. And the first is so when I started, I went online, to really just, research about how to go about learning. And what was really frustrating for me was how one person will say this and another person will say something entirely different. So I struggled with really just understanding the path or like the route to take, right? Should I go with this? And the way these people will say it, it would be like, oh, this is like the best path to take. And honestly, looking back, I don't think none of the information was wrong, because there are usually like different routes to learning data analysis, becoming a data analyst, right? But really just understanding the path that suits you will make your learning much faster, right? So if you're someone that you struggle with completing your online courses, or you're not so disciplined and consistent with like learning, it's better to go for like a boot camp, like what you guys are doing, and really just, be in an environment where they can do like the hand holding for you. But if you're someone that you think, oh, you're good, if you start a course in 3, 4 months, you're good to go, you can also take that. So I think I struggled with that, and I wasted a lot of time trying to like explore different things. Then the second thing that I also wish I did much earlier was joining all these communities, right? Like meeting people that are also looking to achieve what I intend to achieve. Because what you often find out is whatever frustration that I'm feeling, someone else is also feeling it. And it will have made my learning much faster, because I won't feel like I'm the one that is doing something wrong. It's just part of the process. So I would say those are like the two challenges I faced, but I was also able to like manage it by joining different tech communities, network with people that are also looking to do what I intend to do, and really just sitting down and understanding, the routes that I think will suit me much better. So I think those are like the two key challenges I faced while I was looking to like transition.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. So you need to understand yourself. If you know you're not self-disciplined, and most of us are really, because if there's not a structure put in place for you to learn, you may just waste your time. And that's why you have to like go online, so either learn online or physically. And that's what we do as senior to guide you there. Step-by-step process, you have assignments, you have projects will help you,
Can anyone still hear her? I'm not sure if it's my internet.
I also
Okay.
can't hear, but it was just now.
All right. I actually thought it was my internet, but I guess Adumarin's internet chipped up again. So I'm just going to go ahead to support her. All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Miriam. And there's someone in the chat box asking if you could mention one of the communities that you joined.
Yeah, I would respond. So there is She Code Africa, there is Women in Data Africa, there is for Data Geeks. I will just type it in the chat so that you can always just check them out online. There's some on Slack, there's some on WhatsApp that you can also just join.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question I would like to ask you is are there specific or are there things that you think if you want to go back to start your career in data analytics now, right? What are the right steps that you're going to take, and what are the mistakes you're going to avoid if you want to start your career again for data analytics?
Do you want me to go first?
Yes, then Shaun will go next.
Okay. So if I had to start over, honestly, it will be one of the things I said earlier, which is really just understanding, um, really just being self-aware about what would help with my learning, right? I think I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out too many things when I could have just picked one that suits my, my interest, my needs. So I think I wish I did that much earlier. That if it's going to a boot camp that is going to help me, and for people that are here, really just know yourself. If you think you're someone that is not disciplined, it's better to explore a boot camp instead of taking different online courses, right? And also just understanding that there are different paths to be becoming a data analyst, and you have to one. Just try and pick one that suits you. I think the second part would be to join data community pretty early, right? Resources, job opportunities that you play, or by the time you're on LinkedIn or on Twitter, it's pretty late. And I also got my first role. I decided to apply for it. I think they taught me do well, but I wish I did because it's whatever I'm learning, I'm also sharing stage about before. So I take a course online or I attended the bootcamp, then I understand what these different stages are. I'm going to share on my Twitter, on LinkedIn, and really just to, build my, okay, my internet is saying it's unstable, but I hope you can still hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so so what I would do is also just share online, because when you're sharing, you're also building your own, online presence. Recruiters that you're someone that is also building your career within the data analytics field. So those are the three things that I wish I did much earlier, or I really devoted a lot of time and effort in doing them. So I saw a question here. I don't know if anyone can still hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, and you can go ahead to answer the question.
Okay, so someone is asking, do I have to be good in math? So honestly, there's also no one straight answer to this. But do you have to have basic knowledge of math and statistics? The answer is you need to know some math. However, the level of the math or the stats that you need as a data analyst depends on the company you work for. Means that the data analyst for me in the company that I work for, I only just use like the basic math and stats, right? But what I would advise you to do is, I think you can start with just really understanding the basic math and stats, and just stick to that, and probably do a lot of courses or attend boot camps that can now help you to learn, any advanced concepts that you might need to like learn. But you do not need to. I barely use math and stats in my work.
All right, thank you so much. Over to you, Seun. What are the things, if you were to start your career again in data analytics, right? So what are the things that you would do right? What are the things that you're going to avoid?
Okay, so yeah, if I was going to start again, the things I would do right is part of it is also like joining like a boot camp. Although yes, I did one boot camp one time, but it was for something else. And I'm someone that I do a lot of research, a lot like at a point in my life when I was trying to find my direction, my path, my career So I always did research on courses, go online to try to have an idea of what they're all about, go to the courses online. But taking courses online is not enough. So if once I see that, okay, yes, this is something that I want to pursue more, I just go to try to look out for the tech academy that I want to learn with, or whoever I want to train with, and then I go ahead and register. So I'll probably not probably, but that's what I would have probably started with. I would have started with, going, doing a boot camp first to at least prep myself, and then before I now go into it fully. So yes, basically that's what I would have done if I was going to start again.
All right, thank you. I want to read some. So if you are here, if you have questions from them, please drop it in the chat box or unmute yourself if you want to ask question, right? So, and yeah, for Peter, like Miriam said, I don't think you should be scared or worried because you don't have a background in mathematics or statistics, right? So you can learn anything, like you can learn anything. The way people say mathematics is hard and all, if you devote your time to learn it, you're going to learn and understand. So it's not something that should make you not to make the decision of becoming a data analyst, right? So the only thing that you just need to do is just put your mind in it, enroll in a structured organization or a boot camp, like Miriam mentioned, enroll in a structured boot camp, then practice the things you are being taught in class, then you are going to be as good as people that you look up to, right? So that is what we do here at Scenario Academy. Scenario Academy helps people like you to learn tech skills, data analytics, data science. We have structured curriculum that we have in place where it's going to help you achieve your goal, right? There's another questions about community, right? So we have communities where we help you learn data analytics, right? So even if you don't know anything before, you are going to know from that community, give you answers to questions, and so there would be projects, and the projects are hands-on. So you're going to learn how to use this. There'll be weekly assignments, there'll be projects. So that is where you get to like build your portfolio. That's where you get to like also like share your profile with people, and also realistic timeline, to be honest, it depends on so because it is a structured program, right? So we have 4 months for you to learn. So you learn 2 months in class and 2 months internship, right? So you do Excel, SQL, and Power BI for 2 months, then you now do another 2 months internship, right? So I'm going to answer some of these questions, but let me pop some questions to Miriam and Shaun again. So to Shaun, how was it like for you to get your first job? Like I know you transitioned from a sector to another sector, right? So, and actually some people here on this call that are also coming from a non-traditional background or a traditional background, and they want to transition. Was the experience in your previous work really helped you in getting your new job? And how did you manage and align the skill sets of a data science and data analyst and your current skill set to get your job?
Okay, so basically it was more of the course that I did that helped me. And then on getting the job, it was I actually did more of, working with a business owner that's in the hospitality industry. So what I did was, get their data, and like I got access to their data, and I was like, okay, let me just, this is it. And although the person reached out to me to because the person wanted to know, because the person was not really doing, like, focusing on their record aspect of their business. So what I did was, okay, I brought my services to them, and then I worked around it. I took their data, got access to their data, and I was analyzing and then, interpreting their data to them and, to the business owner. It was a constant process. It was what I started with, is how I started. And at least it was, in a way, helped me to it was like a real life something. So it was not just something that, okay, maybe I just got online and I started analyzing. So it was like a real life. It wasn't that easy, but it was something that I was able to use to improve on my skill. And that's what really, really helped me, and, being able to make informed decision. And, it was something that's how I started, basically.
All right, thank you. Miriam, what about you?
Sorry, I went off. What was the question?
So, how are you able to manage the skills in your previous piece of work, and also the data analytics skills? How did you combine it together to get your first job?
Got it. Okay, thank you. I honestly, this is also something I usually advise people, especially people that are looking to transition, right? Because I think that when I started learning data analysis, I think I learned it for about 3-4 months before I got my first role. And the number one thing that really, really helps me was because when I was looking to apply for jobs, I wasn't looking to apply to jobs that in industry that are different from what I currently do, right? So to give you a background story, so the nonprofit I used to work for, what we do is to help business owners, like entrepreneurs, to grow their business, start their business, and really just make a lot of money, right? So when I was applying to jobs, I was also applying to tech companies that are also helping founders or entrepreneurs. The only difference is just that the tech companies are more tech enabled than the nonprofit that I work for. Because what happened was, I already understood what is happening within the industry, right? And that was what helped me during my interview process. So my previous skills was perfect, for the data analyst role that I got, because it's also in the same industry. So if you're also looking to transition, if you currently work, let's say, in a food company, and you're looking to get your first data analyst role, try and look for tech companies that are also that do food delivery, because your previous experience would help you to understand how the industry works. And when they're asking you some questions during your interview, you already have an idea of how the space is. So I would say that was what helped me, and my previous experience really played a huge role in helping me to land a job much faster.
All right, thank you so much for that. Right, so if you're on this call and you are currently working in the banking industry or in the health industry, it is usually easy for you to add tech to what you're currently doing, rather than transition from the scratch, right? So if you're working in the bank, you can easily learn data analytics and become an analyst in your industry. And it's even easier for you to take that data analytics role within your company. You could probably walk up to your HR and explain that you've recently upskilled in learning data analytics and you want to take a role in the analytics industry department. They would see that you are very serious about your career and you are intentional about helping the company improving some processes, and they're definitely going to allow you to take up the role because you've already take the move of learning the skills that are required, right? So when you are writing your CV, you should understand how to align your previous skills and the skills of a data analyst, and also when you're interview. If you're also in the health industry, there are a lot of health personnel that are into tech, right? I think even the health industry even needs a lot of analysis and information more than other industries. So there's health informatics, there's different industry where there are different sector of tech, health industry rather, that needs data analysis, right? So you just need to like know how to like align, look out for problem that industry is looking to solve, and know how to use data analytics to solve that problem in the industry, right? So there's someone asking question in the chat box. Can you juggle education business with tech? Ara, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. What do you mean by education business? Do you mean you have a degree in business education, or what exactly?
Okay, good afternoon.
Good
Thank
afternoon.
you for this opportunity. Yeah, I'm just asking, like, hi, I'm an educator. I really want to appreciate Ms. Miriam. Thank you for the mentorship. So I am an educator for 6 years, and I'm looking into transitioning into tech. So, and you've been talking about your previous experience and how you can align them with tech, so with data analytics. So I want to know how to marry the two, how being an educator and how it can be relevant with tech. And I want to know if you can do both jobs together, if it will be easy, or I should just transition into tech fully. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Miriam, do you want to answer that?
Yes. Thanks, Ara. I think what I would advise you to do is, like I said, with my own, like sharing my own experience, when I also wanted to when I also wanted to transition into tech, what I did was just to look for tech companies that also do what my current company is doing. Right. And in your own case, you said you have experience within the education sector. There are hundreds of tech companies out there that what they're doing, what they're using tech to do is really to democratize the education sector, right? And if you're someone that you currently enjoy what you currently do, what I would advise you to do is when you're learning your data, like when you're learning the different tools in becoming a data analyst, I would advise that you actually target all these ed tech companies, right? And the only difference between what you currently do and these companies is just because they use the different problems within the sector. I hope Nafisa, I don't know if you're speaking, you're muted.
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for that. Seun, would you like to also like say something about the question about the education and tech?
Sorry, what's the question? I didn't get it before I got off the call.
Ara is currently, she has education background and she wants to merge it with data analytics. So how can she go about it?
Okay, does she have a background in like tech or she doesn't have a background in tech?
Hi, Ara. Can you answer that?
Okay. Hello. Thank you, Michelle. No, I don't have any experience in data analytics. I'm just looking into transitioning.
Okay. So you don't necessarily have to have like a background in data analytics or even tech in general. So all you need to do is just, prep yourself. You do your research, you go online, just do your research to know more about it. And then when you're confident and sure that, okay, this is what you really want to do, you go into a training academy and try to like do it. Because when you use a training academy, it's actually much better because it helps you, they guide you, and then you practicalize on what you're doing. So it's not just, oh, you're just learning about it. So as you're learning about it, you're doing it, and you can even do like internship online. There are so many internships online, because even that's how the path I went into too. So you can do internship online along the, maybe after learning. If you feel okay, that is not enough, you can also do like internships online and then practicalize on it more. So it'll help you. It'll make it easier for you to go into it more, and it will be easier for you to navigate into data analytics better.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, there's another question in the chat box. Can one who doesn't have a school degree get a job after learning this skill? Shaun, would you want to answer that?
Who doesn't have a school degree?
Yes.
That's actually a very good question, but you don't necessarily have to have a school degree, because the things, when you start, you're still going to start from the basics. It's not like, okay, they're just going to start from the middle, and then it's only if maybe when you start, and then there are some things that you don't still understand, and you still need to go back and say, okay, I think I need to do this, I need to do that. That's a different thing, but you don't necessarily need to have like a school degree. You just need to just go with an open mind, and then just do your research here and there, things that you don't understand, things that you can learn on the side. That's it, along the line. You can even do it on the side while learning the data analytics. So basically, not necessarily, you can start.
All right, thank you. Miriam, what would you say? Do you think having a degree is necessary?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what she said. You do not need to, especially for if your goal is to become a data analyst. Like, nobody your degree. That's my own opinion, right? Employer different data analysis tools. So you said, they give you a task, you can complete it to pursue a career in tech. Yeah.
Right, thank you. So I would just add to it that it's employers are more concerned about what you can do than what you have done, right? So the exact skills that they are really concerned about, the things that you know that can help them solve their business problems, right? So can you use Excel to sort data? Can you use SQL to query the data? Can you use Power BI to do visualization and tell story and help them make decisions? That is what they're really concerned about. They're really not concerned about your educational background, right? So some of them might be, but if you are good enough and you can show them that, oh, you really have these skills and you can do it, they'll definitely give you the job if they feel that you fit in. So you don't have to reject yourself from these job opportunities because you do not have the educational background. No. The only thing they are really concerned about is, can you use this to perform these functions? Can you help us solve this problem? Can you give us solution to this kind of problem to help us grow our business, to help us grow our customer base, to help us grow our users, right? So these are the things that they want to know that you can do, right? So it's not really about it's not really about your background, the things that you learned in school, right? So if you are here and you're worried, I hope this answer your question. So Anna's here again. I'm really liking the conversation and how engaging Anna's is. Thank you for all the questions. So he said he doesn't have any background in data analysis. Can you start your journey in Udemy? So the risk in starting your data analytics on Udemy is that there is no accountability, right? And just like Miriam mentioned, just as Shemu mentioned, it is better for you to join boot camps that can hold your hands, right? So at Scenario Academy, we are going to hold your hands to become a data analyst. Like, we will ensure that we review your assignments. If we give you assignments, we'll ensure that you have access to your tutors. They're going to give you a response to your assignments. You're going to get the access to the recording of the class. If you go on Udemy and you are watching the recording, the videos rather, and you miss some parts and you want to like speak to somebody to explain to you again, probably in another format or in another language, there is nobody that is going to help you to do that. But if you come to Scenario Academy, your tutors are always available to help you, right? You have access to their WhatsApp number. You can always ask them questions. You can always like ask it on your WhatsApp group when you pay and when you join the class, right? So there is a community. You're not going to be learning alone. You're going to be learning with other set of people. You also connect and network with other people, right? So you are not just and it is from this connection that makes even the learning more interesting, right? So and also you really do not know where your next job is going to come from, right? It could be from the connections that you make from the class, right? So I would advise you to join our boot camps rather than going on YouTube or Udemy. Okay. Yes, so we have off-site learnings in Lagos, and we have Lagos Ikeja, and we have we have virtual learnings where you can join on Zoom, right? So there you get recordings of the class. Mostly the classes are usually on weekends, Saturdays and Sunday for the online class. For the physical class, it is only on Sunday, right? So the items that you need to prepare for the class are just your laptop, your interest in learning, and your internet, right? So we usually like advise you use a Windows laptop. I want to answer Okpa's question before I ask Miriam and Cheon some last question. What is the duration of the training before one can qualify as a data analyst, right? So the only thing that can qualify you as a data, so it doesn't have to be, you can learn for 6 months, you can learn for 8 months and still be able to qualify yourself as a data analyst. And you can learn for 2 months, you can learn for 1 month, right? The thing is, can you use the tool? What are the functions can you use to perform the tools, right? So what can you do with the tool? That's more important than the duration of the training, right? So if you like learn for a year, if you cannot perform some functions without tool, it means that you're just wasting your time, right? So it is not about the duration, it's what you can do, right? So if you join our program, you learn all these tools for 2 months, Saturdays and Sunday for 2 months. That's like Saturdays and Sunday for 2 months for 4 hours, 8 hours a week. So imagine you're dedicating 8 hours a week to learn these skills. It means that you're going to learn fast and you're also going to have like quality access because you're not just learning on your own, you're learning from people that are data analysts at their current place of work, right? So it doesn't matter like how long, it is what you are learning, like how well are you learning it, right? So that is it. And the second question is the cost implications, right? So currently our learning programs cost 80,000 naira for the online class and 150,000 naira for the physical class, right? So it's quite affordable and you can also pay in installments. We're going to send you details about the payment structure after this call. The last questions or the last 2 questions before we end the call. This call is supposed to be a 1-hour call and we've spent some time. But thank you so far for everyone that's been asking questions. Thank you so far, Miriam and Shion. So I want to ask like 2 questions before we end the call. So it's still about learning data analytics and all. So the first is how do I put it? So in your first job, what are the things that really helped you in securing the job, right? Were there activities
Hi everyone, can anyone hear me? I can't hear Nafusat again.
Oh, yes, I think network
Can hear you,
throughout
please.
of, okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, please.
So sorry for the
Yes.
network issues right in Nigeria. So I think she wanted to ask like, how did you how was your job searching like, in the sense that where you were trying to like switch into data analytics, how did you transit? How did you get your job? What are the specific things you did, in getting that job? Do you understand the question? Like, how did you
Yeah.
search for the job? What skills did you put forward? How did you transition smoothly into, being a data analyst?
Okay, I think I'll go first. Honestly, in my own case, when I got the job, I wasn't even looking for a job, honestly, because I was still learning. And at that point, I felt I wasn't ready. Like I wasn't good enough to start looking for a job. But one of the things I've started to do, even while not looking for a job, is the different communities that I joined. Anytime people post like a data analyst role, I usually go through the requirements. What are they asking for? Are they asking for Excel? Are they asking me to know how to use SQL? So I'm just really, gathering a lot of information as to like the things I need to like prep myself for, but I wasn't looking for a job. When I even later applied for the role that I later got, I honestly didn't want to apply because I still felt like I wasn't ready, right? But my friend was like, what would I lose, right? So it was the one that made me to apply for the job. And I think one of the things that now helps me to even get a job was because on my CV, the employer could see what I was doing on my own, how I'm trying to learn and become a data analyst, like the different courses, the boot camps that I'm attending, they could see that. But I also think another key thing that also really helped me, because I feel because the job is a foreign job, is an international job, and I honestly know that there are hundreds of people that applied for the job that have more qualifications than me, right? But I think what helped me was because when I applied for the job, I didn't stop there. What I did was to go on LinkedIn and check the employer's employees, right? Then I saw that they have some of their team in the UK, some in South Africa. Then I saw one in Nigeria. Then I was like, oh, this is my people. So I reached out to him. I scheduled a call with him. I told him what I do, that I've applied for the job, that can we have like a 15-minute call? And luckily for me, he responded. And I honestly think that the call really helped me. There's sometimes that you think you know what a company does, by reading through their websites, but honestly, you do not. But like speaking with him really helped me to understand like the pain points and what the company is trying to achieve. So I would say those are like the things that helped me in getting my first data analyst role.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. You being ready. It's not just you just applying, you've been ready. So the job made you prepared. And you going that extra mile to like reach out, really did the thing. So what else, Sheil, would you like to share how you get your job? What are the processes like?
Okay, for me, it was based on network. It was based
Okay.
on network. So while I was learning, I wasn't sure I was ready until like I said, and in fact, I was not even applying actually. I was just like, okay, let me even
Same
get
with
myself
Miriam.
fully prepared. let me get myself fully prepared before I start before I start applying. And then when I met one of my friend that owns a business like in the restaurant space, the food, it was like, then like then he was just like, oh, I just need to do this. He wanted me to just account for some things. But while I was learning, I later found out that I could actually do more. So I even also spoke to my mentor and like, oh, what do you think about this data? Like, you think? He said, yes, like this is basically what you're learning. This is basically what you're doing. You can actually just take it up and just like continue and just do this, and you can actually do more. And then at the end of the day, I ended up doing past more than what my friend, asked of me. Like, so like this is what you got out of just this, data that you were able to access. Like, this is what I visualized everything. I showed him everything. This, and I used all the tools I could use to, do the visual representation. And then from there, because of what I did for him, he referred me to another client and like, oh, this is someone that's been managing this. She's doing it so absolutely well. And when person reached out to me to like have a meeting with me, he was like, oh, I saw what you did for this person. I'm really impressed. Like, I would like that for myself. And that's how I started. And I had to do research because it was a different industry. I was like, oh, how do I navigate here? So I had to like do my research and like, okay, know how I can come in and, and then I turned it to my service, to that's how I got it.
Thank you so much. Something she mentioned is referral. When you do it, she's not just about you just acquiring the skills. How can you use those skills to solve problems, to solve business problems? And that's the danger of using Udemy or these online courses where there's no structure in place. You mentioned a mentor, you mentioned a friend. So if there's no structure put in place for you to like use those skills to solve business problems or to solve problems for someone, it's just a waste of time. That's why a community is important, an academy is important, so that it will guide you. Just imagine you had a mentor that pushed you, that encouraged that you can do this, you can even do more. So that's why you have to have mentors. That's why you have to have instructors that you can talk to, you can have a conversation with, that you just go online and just swimming in an ocean. If it's in a swimming pool, at least there's guide, there's limits to it. Thank you so much for that, And I like the fact that you guys like, you didn't say, oh, I'm not yet ready, and you didn't do anything about it. You just took a step of faith, to do that. Thank you so much, for sharing that with us. So I'd like to add, like, what would you advise someone? Because there's so much skills, because there's so many skills, you have to choose between one or the other. So what advice would you give someone that is a beginner and I want to like start? I want to start, where should I start from? What should I do? What would you advise? Maya, let me go first.
Okay. So, I mean, to pick up from what you said, I think one of the things myself included struggled with when I was starting is how to even know where to start, because there's just a lot of information out there. Some people will say start with this, or SQL is the best, or Excel is better, or Python. Like, there's just so many things, and it can be really frustrating trying to decide which one to go for. But what I would advise is start small. You honestly do not need to learn all the tools at the same time. If it's Excel that you want to learn, just make sure you're extremely good at it. Because there are companies that what their data analysts do, they just use Excel, right? If it's SQL you want to start with, just make sure that when you're learning it and you're devoting your energy on just SQL, and when they wake you up and say, "Oh, come and do this task," you can solve it. Just make sure you learn it well and you know how to use the tool. And because you're also new, learning can also it's honestly hard trying to learn, and especially if you now have like a 9-to-5 job with it, another wahala, right? So just start small. You do not need to learn everything at once, but whatever you decide to learn, whether it's SQL, whether you want to do SQL and Excel, just ensure that you spend a lot of time really just understanding how to use the tool. Because even when you later got your job, because that's another thing everybody here also needs to understand. The learning does not stop. Like, you need to keep learning. There will always be new tools. And another thing to share is sometimes you can even learn. So let's say you learn Power BI. Maybe the data role you finally got in that company, they don't use Power BI, they use Tableau, right? So that's also something new that you need to like learn. Another thing also is when you learn one tool, it's usually much easier for you to learn the other tools. So don't overwhelm yourself, because that's something I honestly feel like wasted a lot of time trying to learn, everything and end up not learning anything, right? So just start small, but ensure you spend a lot of time, devote time to it. It will be hard, but trust me, you'll be fine. You've all been through it, and just keep learning. And yeah, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. So you need to start small, step by step. Okay, this particular tool I want to learn how to use. You don't need to learn everything at once, or else you become overwhelmed and you don't learn anything at all. So you've heard Miriam, learn step by step, learn the particular tip and be good at it. Not just know Control S, Control V. You need to like know how you can use that tool to solve problems. So just you having just heard knowledge about it. How can you use it to solve problems? So yeah, out of share, what would you like? So what would be your advice? Someone that wants to start.
Yes. So like she said, start small, but take your time. Don't rush it. Because if you're like rushing it and trying to like, oh, let me just, and before you move to another one, you just end up overwhelming yourself, and then you're just like, take your time, practice. When you do one task, like if you're using SQL for example, when you do one task, you can actually decide to upload another data, try to look for data, and like, okay, let me try and do another one, and constantly repeatedly until you know that you have mastered it and you're like, yes, I'm very confident, because that confidence is very important. When you're confident, trust me, it'll be very easy to be able to navigate and do others, and then you're just like, yeah, I can do this. Yes. And then if you're doing Power BI and Excel, it's almost like Excel is like Power BI is like advanced like Excel and all, but Power BI does more, and you can do the visual representation and all. Just take your time. That's it. That's all that. Like, take your time in learning, step by step.
So you shouldn't rush to say I want to learn to make money. The money is good, really, but if you don't really have like the passion and you don't really learn, if you're just focused on the money, be focused on solving problems. When you're able to solve problems, the money follows. So yeah, I know that we're all transitioning to tech to make money, to be a tech pro. The title sounds good, but it also has the hard work. You have to actually learn the skills, to help. So someone was saying something about building portfolio. I want to see. So yeah, I like to ask you. The person said, what does the data analyst portfolio look like, and how do you begin to make up a portfolio? So Sharon, for me, can you hear me?
Yes. You said, how does a data analyst portfolio look like?
And how can you start building one? You will need a portfolio to like show how you're a data analyst.
Okay. So for that, yeah, when while you're learning it, each skill that you learn, I know there are other skills like the analytical skills, the communication skills, and all. So as you're learning them gradually, you can just start putting them on your portfolio. Okay, I do this, I like at this. Gradually, it's not like, okay, when you're done and you just start saying, okay, what are all the skills that I learned, and then you now try to start remembering and put everything step by step, just small, just be building it up gradually, whatever skill, however, even if it's analytical, even if the technical, even the SQL and all, just be building it small. Oh, I've learned this, let me add it to my portfolio. I've learned this, let me add it. So it's a gradual process. So once you have everything, you just like, and it's you that will even see it yourself like, oh wow, I have all these skills. And LinkedIn allows you add, and before you know it, you can even see the numbers. So basically, that's it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. What of Miriam?
Yeah, so just to pick up from what Shewan said, I think as you're learning, it's important for you to showcase to like potential employers that would want to like employ you. But I also want to believe that this is also one of the things that the training with Scenario Academic would cover, right? So I'm sure they would take you through how you can, access data online and how you can now make sense of the data, right? So building a portfolio means that what are the tools that, like the different data analysis tools that can help you to draw insights from this data, right? So you downloaded the data online. What is the data saying? What are the insights that you can communicate? And those are like the things you need to consider when you're actually building a portfolio for yourself. And there are different platforms for you to build this. You can do it on, so there is this data science portfolio.ai that I can share with you. It's pretty easy to use, where you can, if you learn Excel, you can actually work on a project and really just showcase that. And when people are asking you, you can easily just share the link with them. And I also shared more about this in one of my YouTube videos, so you can always check it out. And I hope that answers your question. Let me just share. Can anyone still hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I think we would be rounding off, right? So I think there are two questions that I don't know if somebody have answered the question of entry level payment.
Do you mean like the salary?
Yes.
No, we haven't.
So, oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So, I don't think there's any other question. Is there any? Does anybody have further questions? Does anybody have further questions before
Has
we
the
end?
salary been answered, like the possible salary can get? Has it been answered?
No.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was, right? Sorry. So Praise asked, can you please give a range of how much one can be paid as an entry level dollar or naira equivalent? So Miriam, do you want to go first? Or Sheon?
I mean, this is hard, and honestly, I'm not sure if I can give a range. Sometimes I raise my eyes when I see people give like range, because what usually happens is if you get like an entry level data analyst role in Nigeria, the pay will probably be in naira, right? And if you get like a foreign one, by the time you convert it to naira, and I mean, we all know how exchange rate is. So honestly, I usually don't give like a range because I feel like it's confusing. And I also feel like most times when people use like the average salary in like the US, I'm like, we're not in the US. This doesn't apply to us. But if I'm to give like a range, I'll probably say for an entry level, you shouldn't be any more like less than, I might be wrong, but probably less than 200, 300K, like for Naira. And if it's like an international job, probably like $1,000. I don't know. I feel like these figures are wrong, but please don't quote me. Sheon, please, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like,
Alright,
between like for naira is between like 150 to based on what the company, different companies that are what they are offering. They can do like entry level this pay. So it might be between like 150 to like maybe 250 thereabouts. And then the dollar equivalent is different. They will put it like, oh, maybe 30 to $40,000 a year. So by the time you break it down, maybe it's around that $2,000 monthly or something. So it's different.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And it's even based on industries. So So you can't compare what a tech company will pay to what a bank will pay, or it's very zero loss, but it shouldn't be beyond or below that, right? All right. So why I was off, I knew that Seun and Miriam were trying to talk about how to build your portfolio. And that's one of the beautiful things about Scenario. We will help you to build your portfolio. Every skill that you learn, is it Excel? As you learn the Excel, you are going to use real data, to help you solve that problem, to help you use Excel. So as you learn, you are building your portfolio such that you have a complete project or a complete portfolio to help you search for jobs anywhere, really. And our communities are beautiful because if you have any questions at all, if you have any issues whilst trying to learn, you can ask on the group. So it's Nafisa here to talk about the community and our courses.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah. So, does learning this make you work with one or more companies at once? So, John Peter, you have to take it one after the other. So, you have to learn the skill first, right? If you learn the skill, you know how to implement the skills, then it's up to you to take multiple jobs and it's up to you to take a single job. For as long as you provide value for these companies, as long as you are able to help them solve their problem, I don't think it's an issue. So one beautiful thing that comes with working in tech companies and specifically roles like data analytics is that it is mostly remote. So you have the opportunity to work. If you want to work with multiple companies, fine. And some companies also have the rules of you not working in another company except their own, right? So you want to be very careful when you are taking multiple jobs at the same time. So you want to be very careful. And another person also asked about which of the skills is necessary to learn first, either Excel, SQL. I think there's actually no rule on which one to learn first, but then I would just advise you to start with Excel first, right? Excel is usually the basic. I cannot hear you at all. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
hear you.
Please
All
come
right,
again. We didn't get that.
All right. So when someone asks question about how to learn, what's the order of learning, right? So my answer is that there's actually no particular order, but it's actually advisable for you to learn Excel, SQL, and Power BI, because these are the three major tools that you need to perform data analytics function, right? So Excel is going to help you learn basic Excel is going to help you learn how to simplify data, analyze data, right? The SQL is going to teach you how to structure this data. Then the Power BI is the aspect of you visualizing it, telling story with it, right? So driving insight with it. So they all perform different functions and also they have similar functions, right? So usually advisable to learn in that order, that you learn Excel, SQL, Power BI. Then if you want to advance, you can move to data science aspects where you get start learning Python, right? Machine learning, all the stuff. But for start, and Power BI. So does the learning
Thank you
make
very much for this clarification.
all right, all right. So it's up to you, right? So Tableau or Power BI. So most companies are usually in Nigeria rather, and in the US and UK are usually using a very convenient using Power BI rather than Tableau, right? So you also want to learn a skill, a tool that everybody is using, so you won't find it difficult to get your next job, right? So yeah, so I would rather advise you to learn from here. So thank you so much, Miriam, for joining us. And it was really exciting and it's a pleasure to learn from you. And yes, we have a WhatsApp community. We are going to send it to your email for you to join. Please be expecting our email. And if you are looking to join our next cohort, the data analytics next cohort is starting March 9. We have a physical class in Ikeja, which we usually like train on Saturdays alone for physical class. And it's usually from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and the training fee is 150,000. So you'll be learning for 2 months. After that 2 months, there'll be a 2-month internship. That's 4 months. Then if you want to learn online virtually just like this, you can learn if you want to learn virtually, the training fee is 80,000 naira, and there will also be internship at the end of the program also. So like I mentioned, all the things that Miriam and Shaun mentioned are the things that you're going to be learning in class: Excel, SQL, Power BI, right? So you can definitely like go to our website. Our website is www.scenarioacademy.com. So we are going to send you an email to tell you more about all the program. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Also, we are glad that we are able to like impart knowledge, and thank you for joining us this morning. So if you have any question, please let us know before we end the call.
So thank you so much, Shaun, Dada, for sharing your knowledge with us. It's really excited to have you. So if you would like to like connect with Shaun, you can connect with her on LinkedIn. She's Shaun Dada, and also for Miriam too, Miriam Adeoti Adebola. So you can also connect with them. Please, if you have feedback for us, please you can leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much. Is Nafisa still here?
Yeah. Is there any other thing?
No.
All right. Thank you, guys. We are going to be in your email to share you other details about the program. Have a great day.
Bye,
Thank you very much.
everyone. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining. If you have like feedback, you can, let us know. You can speak up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining, David.